Okay. All right. Um, Hi, this is Alex from the Millennial Entrepreneur. I'm here with one of my good friends, Emilio Betanzo. He's from Chile. He's got a degree in civil engineering, currently works as an engineer, and looking to expand his financial knowledge and how he can become maybe more financially independent. So, hey, Emilio, how you doing?
Hey, I'm pretty good.
Good, man. So I figure we'll kick it off and just talk a bit about what your passions currently are as far as on maybe the financial side. Maybe if you're interested in real estate, I think you mentioned that, or trading, or just currently kind of where your head's at.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing a lot of reading this year. I read a lot to begin with, but I just randomly stumbled upon a couple like self-development books. It was Essentialism and Atomic Habits,
Mm.
and I think they kind of slightly touch on finances. And then just by luck of the draw, I stumbled upon Rich Dad Poor Dad by
Oh yeah,
Robert Kiyosaki, which is kind of like
yeah.
I don't know revered sometimes. I think it's a little too much, but I read it. I got really curious about taxes, especially.
Yeah.
So I just continue reading, and for a few months there, I had enough money to put a decent down payment on a house.
Okay.
So I figured I would try doing that, trying to look at some rental properties,
Yeah.
trying to take advantage of that. Like 5% down if you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
live in it for a year.
Yeah.
But that got me nowhere. The market for like cheap houses is pretty aggressive
Yeah. It's
everywhere. Yeah.
especially now with COVID going on, affordable housing is I think it's going to kind of be the next market. Um,
Yeah, I put in like a couple offers and it was like, "Hey, you're Wanabong, like 15." I was like, "Oh,
yeah, yeah, it's a pretty tough
okay."
market for real estate these days. Um,
Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah, so I kept going with that and eventually landed in stocks. And I think
okay,
for like my personality fits a lot better. So I just
okay.
been trying to like teach myself how to read balance sheets and how to like evaluate companies.
Hmm. And then
Well,
just as advice, Milo, whenever you're talking on mics, don't breathe hard into them, just so you know.
oh
But
shoot. Okay. Yep.
that's all
Never
right,
done
buddy.
this.
That's all right, buddy.
Does it sound
Um,
like mouth breathing? Just like
Well, no, not mouth breathing, but when you were talking, you just like so
oh.
like
Okay.
so
All right.
that's all right. So I may edit that out or not, I'm not sure. But
Oh.
so not the when we were talking, that's fine, just the other part. But so okay, so you tried to get in real estate. You found the market was competitive and maybe expensive and difficult to get a home. And then you transitioned into trading, and you mentioned reading balance sheets. So that sounds more like fundamental trading, which you're looking more into long-term investments. You want to really understand the business and how it operates, where it makes its money, what its expenses are. Um, so would you say, are there any stocks you're looking at right now?
Um. Yep. There's a couple in mind. I found this. Um. It's called waste management systems. It's just infiltration systems. I found them a few months ago and kind of like overlooked them very like roughly,
Mm-hmm.
evaluate everything and determine it was too expensive. And then it just kept going up. So now I'm like trying to read back through the investor presentations.
Yeah.
But besides that, I own like 8 different holdings.
Okay.
I just been like getting my toes wet with little amount, like not much money. I just buying
Yeah.
like 5 to 10 shares at a time.
Mm-hmm. So, where do you get your information for trading? When you're looking at a stock, what is making you pull the trigger? what is making you not pull the trigger and hold back? Um,
That's something I'm evaluating right now because, all the literature that I've initially read, it's pretty old. I mean, not old, but I read like, I don't know how to call it, honestly. What's it called? The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham.
mhm.
I read One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch, which I would recommend. Oh, so good. So good. It was funny, dude. It was great. But I don't know. The way they talk about leading companies, they mostly focus on like cash
Mhm.
positions and revenue.
Mhm.
And from what I've noticed and from what I've read and heard, everything's pretty inflated right now.
Yeah.
Companies tend to not have very strong cash positions, at
Mhm.
least like growth companies. If you want to look at it like your standard like old holdings, I don't know, Coca-Cola, some vehicle companies that have been around for like a long time, they may have strong cash positions, but you're not going to see much growth in them.
Mhm.
So currently I'm trying to like educate myself when it comes to revenue and like the fundamentals behind how businesses actually make money,
Mhm.
so you can like um what's the right word here, not, I don't want to say predict because that's a little bit too speculative,
Yeah.
but have an idea of what the future revenue is going to be like, and you can kind of like work out a little price target so you can like continue to keep track of them, like are they moving on the right direction or not.
Mhm.
And it sounds kind of nice and easy, but it's pretty hard to actually go through all the numbers and like evaluate what each one of them mean.
Yeah.
So I'd say I'm like starting to learn how to determine what my price target should be
Mhm.
and where the company's sitting right now, so that I can figure out whether it's worth waiting a year, it's worth waiting a
Yeah.
couple of years before I see any sort of earnings.
Mhm. Well, you've done your homework, Milo. I'll say
Yeah,
that. You
yeah,
definitely know the lingo.
yeah. Like I said, it just hit me out of nowhere. Just picked up the right books, and
Just the
I don't know.
motivation for it. Yeah.
Yeah, once I get curious about something, I'm really good about doing research. And yeah, if college taught me anything, it was about how to just teach yourself stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
When would you say you first started kind of either looking into real estate or looking into trading?
Uh, I think it was February, April when I put my first like offers in a couple houses,
Okay.
and then I bought my first 3 shares of T-Mobile in May.
Mm.
So yeah, around like March, I was just kind of like, nah, this is not for me when it came to real estate.
Yeah, it was getting pretty saturated at that point.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, started looking into stocks. I had a buddy convince me to download Robinhood because I was looking at other brokerages or trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to do it, and he was like,
Hmm.
"You can just do it for free, dude. Just chill."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I use TD Ameritrade. It has a really cool platform on it that's called Thinkorswim, and it
Okay.
comes with having an account. And there's a ton of analytics on there. You can look at all the candles and do 1 day up to like 3 years, and draw trend graphs and get really into the analytics of it, which I think is pretty valuable.
What's it
Um,
called?
it's called TD Ameritrade, and you sign up and you get an account with them. But the platform I'm talking about is Think or Swim.
I'll write that down. Yeah, because one thing, uh, I use Robinhood and Webull, and I have a brokerage account with Charles Schwab.
Yeah.
But yeah, analytics is kind of an issue. I gotta go through Yahoo Finance, and I don't have a premium account yet, so it gets
Yeah,
you gotta like
that that can be a
yeah, it
bit
gets
difficult. Do you Do you trade on your phone or do you trade on a computer?
Um, on my phone, yeah, mostly.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Everything that I bought, I own some index funds with Charles
Hmm.
Schwab, and I've done those in the computer. But
Yeah.
for the most part, all the research happens in the computer, and I just go finalize it in the phone.
Yeah. They're just, um, I was listening to someone who's a pretty good trainer or trader who was talking about if you're doing fundamental trading, which it sounds like that's what you're doing, which is more like reading the balance sheets, understanding the business as a whole and where it's going to go, and making long-term positions versus like the analytics-based trading where you're day trading or you're weekly or monthly trading and you're looking at the trends and you're trying to come in at a low point and get out at the highs. And he was just saying, if you're doing the analytics-based trading, you cannot do it off your phone. There's just not enough power. There's not enough sight into what's happening. Um, and so I think you would really like the Thinkorswim. It's a pretty powerful tool, so you'll have to get used to it. But it's it's almost like I don't know necessarily what the level of a professional trading application looks like, but that to me is pretty good. I mean, I think you could become a really good trader with it. Um,
Yeah, I'll look into it. I don't judge anybody for what they do, but I don't really see much from my point of view on day trading. It would just be too time consuming. I couldn't be like rely. Yeah, I don't think I could hold myself accountable for being like. That's when you get like the multiple monitors and you gotta like be paying attention to like the daily movements.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
So I tried that for a little bit, and I realized that it created uh, a lot of stress throughout the day, and it almost created like um, the way some people always maybe feel like they're on social media.
Mhm.
I felt like I was constantly checking my phone to see what my stock was at, and I would be like at a
Uh,
meeting at work or something, and someone would be talking to me, but then in the back of my head, I would be thinking about the stock position and what was happening. And it was starting to affect my day job. So it's like,
I
sure,
can see
day
that.
trading, you can make, if you can do it well, you can make a lot of money, but it's going to create a lot of stress. And can you step out? What's your work position like? Can you step out at any time and make a trade or just be constantly watching it, which was not my situation. So I ended up having to stop and do more longer trades. But
Yeah, no, I can see that. There hasn't been a single position that I've gotten into that the stock hasn't dropped like the next day.
well,
Like
that's
it's a
yeah,
joke, it's a freaking joke. Like,
yeah.
yeah, every time I couldn't even imagine like being,
That's
yeah,
that's the issue with analytics based trading is there's so many, and I'm not going to say I'm an expert, so I wouldn't take all of my advice, but from my understanding, there's so many bots out there that are trading for other people with certain set algorithms that are creating false curves and just dropping people out of positions. And so the more fundamental based um, is almost bot proof, right? Like if a company has true value and that value is growing, you'll see it represented in the stock. And you kind of do more of a trend trading rather than just day trading just off of analytics. And, it's like the wave is so big, it kind of washes the bots out. But if, you can
that's,
get caught up pretty easy.
that's kind of wild. I didn't know that. So they wait. So bots are placing like, where do they get the money? Because you actually, I mean, if you use a proper platform, you actually got to put out the money, right?
Well, yeah. So what they do is they set up these programs on a computer, and the program has a real account. I mean, it may have $100,000, $1 million in the account, and it's just set up on rules. And when the bot is watching a stock, it may start fluttering the stock and making it look like certain things are happening. And then once it's almost like it goes, and again, I can't say that I know this to the T, although I have watched a lot of videos on it, is that the bot will, let's say you believe a position is for growth, like a certain trend, like what you do when you're doing analytics trading is you watch the candles, and certain sequences of candles mean certain things. So like, let's say the stock bumps up and it drops down, but it hits, kind of above the resistance and then comes back up. And then you create this like resistance trend. And then that's showing you that your resistance is increasing. So your stock's like true value is getting higher. So you see, as a trader, you see, okay, the resistance or the bottom level keeps getting higher, this position is growing. And then there's supposed to be things where it shows you like a potential downturn, and you can see that it's about to flip. But what the bots will do is they'll show you that trend, but then they'll break it because it's not it's like an artificial trend. And then the bot will just pull out of all of its positions and you're screwed. And
Damn.
so it's not a good position to be in if you don't understand it. So
yeah, I was trying to make sense of that. When you talk about, I've seen some videos of people analyzing stocks, and they just go to the screen and they show you the waves, and they're like talk about limits or like
resistant lines and all that.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I was expecting to see the numbers and the revenue, and they never got to that, and I was like, I don't know what this is.
No, I think you would do well with, and maybe help refine your search, is to look at fundamental trading, because
that's what I do though, right? That's not, what's the other one?
That's your style. It's like, I forget the exact term, but it's based off of analytics. So it does not take into account at all what the company is truly worth. They don't even look at the balance sheet. They don't do any of that. All they do is look at day to day the stock, and maybe the news as well.
That is wild. That's day trading though, right?
Yeah, it is. But there's bigger forms. You can do day trading, is like day, week, month also. Like, I think your fundamental trading, where you're looking at like a year, when you put in a position and you think this is going to really grow. And it's I don't know which is more beneficial. I know you can make more in a short term. Like, the day trading is like a lot riskier, but you can make a lot more in the short term, but it also gives you like a ton of stress. And then the fundamental trading is much longer, so it's less stress, number one, and less risk overall.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think the whole idea behind, I don't know, maybe if I would have picked up on another book that talks about day trading, but the literature that I've read, I don't know, it's so, I don't know how to call it. They talk about discovering the story behind companies, like figuring out what they truly are, what their goals are. And like, I don't know, it's my favorite line that I've ever heard. Come here, Jack. They're whining over there. It's like, when you buy into a stock, you don't buy into a ticker symbol or just like an electronic blip that just sends you the info your way or sends your money that way. You're buying into a fraction of a company because you believe in it and you understand the morals and what they do. And I think that's so, I don't know.
I think that's your style, Milo.
Yeah, that just made my heart swell. I was just like, oh, sir, like, yes, let's go. I don't know. I just got really excited, and they talk like that, because a lot of people think that the market is this place where you just go to lose money, and I don't know. At least the people that I've read are like, No, like we believe in the American economy and we're
Oh yeah.
buying into it. And I think
Hmm.
that's just so powerful.
And it's even fundamental trading even goes to who the staff is, who the CEO is, who the COO is, who
Yes,
the
some of the people,
owners. Yeah, everybody.
yeah, some of the people that I watch on YouTube, they'll talk about that, and I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of time that goes into it, but
Yeah, you can really create kind of the full story of the company through fundamental trading. And I think fundamental trading will always have its place because the wave of the trend is going to beat out the bots, and it's harder to do, right? Like it's harder to sit down and truly understand how a company makes money and who they are, what their message is. um, what's the term? It's like the company message. It's like the company's motto. I forget what it's called. Um, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
But
I don't know how I'm blanking on it, but yeah, that's like truly understanding who they are as people, not just a number. Um, so
yeah, no,
yeah,
like I said, for my type of personality, I would just be overthinking all day if I was trying to day trade, like
yeah,
running all these stories in my head that can never happen. I'd be freaking out.
yeah. It's a lot. So what were you looking? You don't have to say a dollar amount if you're looking into real estate, just because try and keep it out of it for anyone I'm talking to. But what are you thinking, just as far as if you were going to go into real estate, or if you could with your trading, like on your trading, what return over a month or year are you looking for? Or if you were to go into real estate, what kind of real estate you'd get into?
Uh, I mean, for stocks, you're kind of like required to be looking at making 20% or more because maybe let's say 15 or more, maybe 12 or more, because if you're picking the individual stocks, it's because you're hoping to do better than just the market, and the market on average grows like 8 to 10%. So you could be buying into an index fund and saving you a lot of time and issue problems.
Yeah, a
So
lot less headache.
yeah, it's so easy, and there's so many out there right now. Just buy into one S&P 500 index, and like you're set. So for individual stocks picking, yeah, I'd like to be making like 20%. And for real estate, uh, everything that I read and everything that I saw pointing to, at least from my level of risk tolerance, I was looking to get 10% cash on cash within the first year. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a minute. That was my line. Like just looking at cash on cash without
Yeah.
any consideration to like depreciation or anything else. 10%.
Well, no, that's very realistic, I think, as far as your goals on what you wanted to do. Um, given what would you say? Well, given your style for real estate or podcast, or sorry, trading, what would you say your level of risk would be? From 1 to 10. If
Oh, okay.
one was like, I am the least risky type person and I am going to invest in my savings account because that's just what I'm going to do, or 10 is I will throw all of my money at the wall.
Oh, I'm definitely. I don't know. That's a very. I like to think. Well, uh, no, I'm definitely probably like a 5 or maybe a 6. I think I'd like to uh hold most of my positions in. Well, if I was to go through my portfolio right now, that's not what it shows, but uh, just because of this past month. But yeah, I think yeah, I'm definitely not that risky. I don't like that. I like to hold my money in a place that I know will be safe, and then be as speculative with a small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll say a 5, solid 5.
If you were looking to make more money, do you think you would have to become more risky? And if so, like, is it a linear path? Do you think making more money, like to make an insane amount of money right now, you'd have to be a 9 or a 10 risky?
I mean, it's definitely not a linear path. I don't think so. I think it's. Uh, I think there's a way to make a lot of money that is just slow,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be a snowball effect.
Like
But
compounding.
yeah, part of it is compounding and diversification into like different ways of making money.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think yeah, if I wanted to explode and become a millionaire by the time I'm 30, yeah, I'll definitely have to be risky.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's your style, Milo.
Nah.
Like keeping it tight to the chest and something you believe in is your MO.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the cheap way of doing things has been your style ever since I knew you. So
Nah. It's just I don't know, you just don't feel good about it. I want to feel
yeah,
good at the end of the day. That's the
yeah,
only thing.
yeah. Um, what would you say? So you grew up in Chile, and I think you came here in high school, right?
Yeah.
And what would you say would be the opportunity differences or differences in real estate or even starting your own company in America versus Chile?
Oh, it's a different world here. It's yeah, like different yeah. Uh starting from the yeah, it's a completely different ball game out here. Your guys' economy. I mean, you guys are the center of the world economy. I mean, I have been for a while. What was it like the 1940s that you guys became the currency under which everything else is backed?
Yeah. Well, yeah, using the gold standard.
Yeah. Well, then in the 70s, you guys just got rid of that
And
because
then we
everybody else
tricked
was.
everybody to use our currency and then took the floor out from under it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a different. We are a centralized government over there. So all the regions, which where I'm from, don't get as much access to money or opportunities for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. Like if you want to have a big business, you got to go to the capital.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the way it is here. You know, federal regulations or each state, it's its own little country.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, you get to play the game on a bigger stage here. Yeah, back home, I think it's got its advantages.
Yeah.
Competition is not as big.
Oh yeah.
Like you can start a business and do all right
Mm-hmm.
without much risk to go bankrupt or anything if you just like do your due diligences and are smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, you start a good business and the competition just like flares up out of nowhere, and you're like, you gotta go
Yeah. You gotta
over there.
yeah.
Yeah, back
You
home
gotta
is a little.
floor it. Yeah.
Yeah, back home is a little more relaxed, I'd say, but also the
Really.
returns are not gonna be as big. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say? Do you have any motivation right now to? So the general idea is about entrepreneurship, right? And I was talking to someone else, and a lot of people believe that is starting their own company, but I kind of believe that it's you can be an entrepreneur in a business. You don't have to be just on your own. But if you were going to start a company, do you have anything you've been looking at or been thinking about branching off from your current position, or just tell me about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely agree with you on the fact that I don't know the. I think that's sort of a past generation mentality that oh you got to start your own business and that's when you're working for yourself. It's like no,
Mm-hmm.
I think our generation made a turn when it came to like passive income and wanting to have our own life and
Yeah.
then our work, which I think is way healthier. But I personally don't have any aspirations or ideas about a specific business that I would start.
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah. I look at it as more of a way of creating just peace of mind, having passive income or a side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe that's me being immature and not wanting to uh, take on all the work, or
Well, it's
I don't know, but that's the way
taking
I am.
on work isn't always good. If
Oh,
there's
I
not a
agree.
return, then you're just you're just spinning your wheels. You know what I mean? There's not a guarantee you'll make money. Um,
Yeah. Isn't it? I think it was an episode of The Office that Oscar said like most business. I mean, I'm just quoting The Office because it's what came to mind, but
I
I
get
think
you though.
I think he said it's like most businesses don't make money until like the third year.
Yeah.
I believe it's an actual that's a real thing. Like it wasn't just saying it to scare Michael off.
You're taking it outside of the show and making it into. Yeah,
No, but
I
I
mean,
really
I
do
think
think
it
that's
is
a
real. No,
yeah.
I agree. It's honestly, Amazon didn't turn a profit technically for like 20 years.
Are you serious?
Hmm. But what he did is, and it's a common strategy, is to be negative. And what you can do with that is if you operate a business that's negative, you never pay taxes. And so you can continue to
Oh,
grow faster than your competition may if they're taking on profits. Because if you think you take out 100,000 in profits and then you have to pay taxes on it, all of that money may get reinvested back in, but it's already been taxed. So what they'll do is they'll just run negative or run a deficit and they'll just keep growing. Just put all the money back in.
right. So they take all the revenues and you just
Put it back in. Well, they'll either like take out loans or they will buy assets or buildings or expand or something. Anything that they can put the money into that will grow the company faster. And a lot of people do it with loans because, if you're a big company and you take out a $10 million loan, now you have $10 million on your balance sheet as a negative
okay.
essentially. So it kind of wipes out any profit.
So they were taking profits. They were just um
Well, the company was making money, yes,
okay.
um, but it
'Cause they had
wasn't on a technical term profitable.
right. So the earnings were probably not because
Yeah.
20 years they had shareholders they needed to answer questions to and people that
Oh
needed to
yeah.
okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
that
Well,
there's no way they were just
I don't think they, or I'm not positive, but I don't believe they paid out dividends.
yeah. I don't think Amazon does now.
No, I think they just you get the stock and that's it, and they don't deal with dividends. But it's a
I
great
like.
way to kind of be a catalyst for your company because
I think yeah. I think I was watching an interview by him that he was talking about. He was seeing the stock price just continue to go down, but he was looking at all the analytics like inside the business and everything was just going up. So he was like, "I'm fine."
yeah,
And then
yeah, he's a genius.
yeah,
Yeah, I think he almost called his business like Houdini or something instead of Amazon.
really?
Yeah, and I think he like talked to his financial advisor or agent or something, and they were like, "That's a terrible name."
You probably have to pay
So,
royalties on that or something.
yeah, you'd think. I guess that guy hopes he would have caught him on it or something, but I don't know if he did. But yeah, it's just it's amazing how like if you had watched Amazon grow, it was a book company, and maybe it was good or efficient at selling books because all the bookstores were local and he could ship books anywhere. But would you have invested in Amazon at that time?
When he was in his garage, just on his knees, wrapping paper. I mean, wrapping books with like brown
Yeah.
paper.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. No, I don't. Not many people would. I don't think,
Yeah,
but they would be quite rich if they did. Yeah.
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 Shoot.
What's your view on Bitcoin? Do you
I was
have
ho-
any?
I was waiting to get to this point.
Really? Okay, good.
I was debating in the back of my head, should I bring it up? Should I bring it up?
I
Yeah, I
called it. I can sense it.
mean, yeah, I do have Bitcoin.
Oh, you do? Okay.
That
When did
that's
you
what
get it?
when I that's why I said that if you look at my portfolio right now, it doesn't look like I'm very diversified towards like avoid volatility or
Oh,
ideally I like to take 10% of what I own and put it into like like non blue chip
yeah.
dividend paying old companies, but that's not what I'm at right now.
You're in the Bitcoin game.
I don't know. At this point, I'm like half and half.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you get into Bitcoin and why?
Um. Again, I just read a book and I was just like, huh. Uh. Yeah. The Bitcoin Standard. I just read the Bitcoin Standard back in like, I want to say September, maybe August. And yeah, I finished it. Ordered a ledger, and then you started watching videos and trying to learn how to like store it.
Yeah.
So I've been buying. I was buying when it was like 10,000, but again,
Really?
yeah, I wish I was buying more. I was
So it's what?
terrified.
It's like 16 grand right now?
No, it's 8. It's 19. You almost got to 20,000
You almost
before
doubles your
Thanksgiving.
money, Milo?
The little bit of money that I put in. Yeah, that's why I was pissed. Dude, I was so scared when I was buying that. The steps you gotta take. The
Dude, it's
passwords.
fucking genius.
All the passwords you gotta set up. I was terrified, dude. I was shaking. I was putting up
Are you
like,
really?
yeah, I was putting my first order.
Yeah.
I stayed after hours of work, and I was just sitting there like looking at the enter or looking at the mouse to click on like buy, and I was just like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? And it was like $100, and I was like, yeah,
I'll do it.
yeah. So yeah, I have doubled my money from my like initial position, but it wasn't much money.
Awesome. Well, no, that's still, I mean, that's great. My buddy was telling me all about Bitcoin, maybe when it was like 7 grand. And I was like, Bitcoin's a joke. I'm not going to do it. And he was like, no, dude, it's the wave. And I, unfortunately didn't put all of my money into that. So
I mean, I think in order to actually become rich, unless you have a lot of money, you had to be buying like in 2015 when it was like $300.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Nowadays it's
amazing. Yeah.
yeah. And then hope you didn't sell when it hit like 17,000 and then dropped to like 3,000 again.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So,
really could have made a killing if you called that right.
yeah, but that happened to a lot of people. Like they bought in when it was going up at like 6, 10,000, and then it hit 20, and they thought it was gonna keep going up, and then it started dropping, and they sold at like 2,000, and they lost like almost all their money.
It's amazing how, you really think when you're trading, you've got a position that's going to come back. Like you think that you really believe this isn't the end. It's just another piece that's telling you, you'll drop down, you'll hit a band of resistance and it's going to skyrocket again. And then it doesn't and just keeps going down. That's what happened to me on my first little bout with trading. I was doing pretty good. I was like, I was just taking a bit of money, but I was like 7 grand up. And then
Holy crap.
I got into NAKD. I don't think I'll ever forget it. It's a naked. It's a brand that sells like underwear, I guess, but I didn't really know that. I was just doing like analytics trading.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be the Jews.
No, it's not. But Naked and Lululemon were projected to drop and come back. And I had Lulu and Naked. And Lulu came back and some, but Naked plummeted. And it like dropped. Well, I bought it and then it plummeted and then it bounced up. And I thought it was going to come back. And so not only was I on a losing position, I invested more when it bounced back. And then it just fell to the floor. So I was up 7 grand and I ended up being negative 14 grand. So I lost all my profits of the 7 grand and 7 grand on top in like a month. I did that. And that was a real bad week when that happened. And it wasn't fast either. It was slow. It was just consistently falling. And I was one of those people where I had this like blind hope. I had this like, it's going to come back. It's going to be just like Lululemon and it's going to bounce back. I could have just cut my losses and gotten out at like maybe even like negative 9 grand. So I would have lost what, 2 grand overall. But I just said, no, I'm not going to lose any money and I'm going to wait this out. And it just kept falling and it kept falling and it kept falling. And I was just like, holy shit, I just lost 14 grand. And so I just pulled the plug and it continued to fall. So yeah.
Holy, what is
fucking bad day.
Yeah. Shit. Can I curse here?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I was gonna say fuck. Holy crap! Yeah, that's a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. It was. I was trading with like 20 grand at the time. And just
jeez.
Fucking, yeah.
Yeah, that's Yeah. Where is it at now? Did it just disappear? Did it just?
I lost the money and then I took my money out of the stock market.
Oh no, but I mean, like, where's Naked at right now?
Oh, where's Naked at right now? I don't know. Let me check. See if it's gone anywhere.
At least you had the guts to like buy in. That's what if you're aware of the fundamentals behind the company, you can like confidently just like, no, I'm buying more. Like, it's cheaper now.
Yeah.
Most people don't even do that, so good on you for doing that. At least just having guts and being like, no.
I mean, I don't know if that's good on you, fucking losing that kind of money, but
I mean, no, on that company clearly was not a good. But I mean, what am I trying to say here? The fundamentals behind that decision are somewhat solid.
So I'll give you a little okay. So I got in at, I think I probably have my history here somewhere, but I was in, I think, the $1 to $2 range at Naked. And it is currently 19 cents.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And even in the past, wow, that's funny. It was below 10 cents, maybe 5 cents 20 days ago. It spiked up to almost 30 cents and it dropped down to like 19. So if you believe Naked is a good stock, you should get in right now because Milo, 3 years ago, Naked stock was worth $600.
No way.
$600 3 years ago. That's why I was like,
are you serious?
That's why I was like, this will come back up at some point. Like, it has to. Even at the start of the year, I mean, I guess it was at $3, but I was in at around $1. So it's like, okay, a stock that was worth $600 3 years ago and was worth $3 at the end of December in 2019, and it's currently $1. So, I feel like I'm playing with some pretty decent backup here. But I was wrong. I was just so wrong.
This is wild. I just Googled it on my phone. I don't think this is right.
What?
They're showing it for like $5,000.
NAKD?
NAKD, yeah, back in 2012.
Oh, $5,000. Wow. But yeah, this stock doesn't even, or the view doesn't even go back that far.
Okay, then it might just be an error here. That's what.
Well, no, I think you may be right. My view only goes to 3 years. So it may be like it was huge. And the volume is still 42 million.
Is that what's
That's
that?
pretty good. I mean, when you get into the millions, it's not bad.
That's volume for what? Are you talking about market cap or?
Trading, like day.
Oh,
How many
really?
trades are in a day? Yeah.
Jeez.
Or sorry, it's a 10-day. Yeah, 10-day average. So over the past 10 days, it's averaged 45 million a day.
Well, there is a thing called there's a thing called like a turnaround play, which is something happens. Peter Lynch goes through it pretty in detail in the book because he likes those. But whenever a company goes bankrupt, what's it happens? I don't want to say this wrong. Let's see if I can fish it from my memory. So whenever a company goes bankrupt, they are entitled to write off all the money that they still owe.
Mm-hmm.
So in essence, a company that goes bankrupt,
they can zero out. Yeah.
No, not zero out, but could be working tax-free for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, if the company was profitable once before, if they can just turn around and do everything better, they can like build themselves up again.
Oh, they like skyrocket out of it?
Maybe not skyrocket, but go from being worth like 10 cents to back to a reasonable amount.
Yeah. Wow. Mila, I think you're right on it being worth 12 grand. I've got it when it opened, it was about 12 grand. Sorry, 1,200.
Oh, okay. I've never even heard of this company.
And so I guess, well, I don't know if that's right, but it's saying in like 2018, the company started at 1,200. And in like 2 or 3 years, it's worth like nothing.
That's sad. That is just.
Yeah. And I just put a shit ton of money in it because I thought it was it. And I was in Lululemon at the time, where Lululemon has just skyrocketed. I mean,
Serious?
well, I was in Lululemon around 200 and I got out at around 275 and it's currently at 375, 377.
Really?
Yeah. Just crushing it.
Shoot. That's the short and like leggings company, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know that.
Crushing it. So, sad days, Milo.
Yeah, bro, I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's terrible.
But if you think like Lululemon's 10-day average is 1 million, but Naked's volume average is 42 million. So people are trading Naked 42 times what they're trading Lulu. It's just amazing.
Is that good? I don't think that's very good. Is it?
Shit, I don't know. I'm still learning about that, honestly. I think it can be good. It can show like there's a big potential for growth, but there's also, because people can short stocks too.
Yeah. You know that Michael Burry? You know who Michael Burry is?
Yeah.
Okay, he's short on Tesla right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's Tesla.
He even like tweeted. I think he tweeted Elon saying like, what did he tell him? I think he told him to. what was it? I think he told me to put out more stock to like deal with to. No, I can't remember. I tried reading the text. I didn't understand it. But he was giving them advice on Twitter,
Really?
saying, "Yeah, I'm short on Tesla right now, but you should do this."
I mean, Tesla is just insane.
Yeah,
Tesla
out of
in 1 year has gone 6 times this price, 100 to 600.
yeah. Well, that dude is almost like a. I don't know. People. I don't know. He's a character.
He's a
He's kind
oh,
of
the
like a
guy
fan.
you're talking about.
Elon, no Elon.
Oh, Elon. Elon's the second richest person in the world now.
Yeah, but the guy is just. You know what Dogecoin is?
Oh yeah.
He tweeted a picture of uh like a sandstorm coming with a Dodge face on it, and it was a meme, and he was reading like the central banks were like the city that the sandstorm was attacking,
Oh, okay.
and the sandstorm was like the Dogecoin standard. And that day, the Dogecoin value like jumped like 40%.
Did it really?
Yeah, so the guy's got like a cult, dude.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the stuff he says. He tweeted one time that Tesla was overpriced, and there's company stock price like plummeted, and then the board charged or fined Tesla like or fined Elon like I don't know how much money, maybe like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for it. And Elon was like, okay, I make more money than that in like 3 days. So,
oh, the board of directors for his own company sue him.
well, it didn't sue him, but they charged him because he went against like company policy. Like, you're not allowed to like talk about stock performance. You know, it's not.
Jeez, didn't he posted a picture of the stock like graph saying like LOL one
Yeah,
time when it was like
yeah.
super high?
I think that was around the same time.
The stock also dropped, like took a massive drop whenever he smoked weed on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, it dropped. Really?
Yeah, dude, that was on the cover of the Wall Street
Wow.
Journal. I had a subscription for the Wall Street Journal that time,
Yeah.
and they put it in the cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Shit. Well, Milo, I think I'll wrap it up here in a minute. But, if as someone getting into trading or getting into real estate, what would you say, like tips and tricks type stuff, or things that you'd like to learn about, or things that have helped you learn kind of on your journey?
Um, I'm gonna sound boring when it comes to this, but it's just reading. I don't know. I everything I do is based off what I read, and I don't know, when you understand things based on numbers instead of emotions, I guess
Mm-hmm.
it makes everything so much easier. It gets rid of all the pressure you put on yourself. It gets rid of all the fears.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like A plus B equals C. Like the money you put in plus the money that it takes you to fix up the place is your position inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
How long would it be till you can get that money back or pull that money out? Understanding those simple concepts. Same thing with stocks. I don't know. I base everything I do based off what I read. If I'm gonna do something, I read on it first, and it just gives you this like almost like a stoic armor. You just like
Mm-hmm.
chill the whole time. Maybe freak out every now and then. It's good to freak out every now and then, but yeah, worry
Makes you
free.
remember you're still alive. So
When you freak out,
yeah, when you freak out.
yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
Well, great, Milo. It's great having you on, man. It's good reconnecting with an old friend, and I hope you kind of like what we're doing here, and I may have to have you on again sometime. So, Milo, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. This is fun. I like what you're doing here.
Yeah, appreciate
We
it,
need
bud.
we need more of this.
Yeah, no, it's just trying to kind of start the conversation. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get it going so other people can join in. And I was telling someone else that I'm I'm going to start like an idea bank on the website I have. It's powered by Catalyst. And the idea bank is going to be just an idea where I'll post potential business ideas or trading ideas or real estate ideas, and other people can come on and post those things as well. And just kind of like a forum for people to come on and get ideas, kind of find like-minded people, and just kind of grow together. So
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll definitely look into it or check it out. I don't think I've seen the website. I think I just gone through the podcast links that you have.
yeah, it's powered by catalyst.com, but it's it's not fully done. And I don't know if you remember Lucas Patrick. He plays at the Packers, and he got nominated for the Pro Bowl. And so I took it out of my bio and put his there. So I'll probably switch it at some point. But also, if you could go vote for him at the Pro Bowl, that'd be pretty cool.
I can do it. I don't watch any sports, but I can do it.
Yeah, he's a guard, so go on there and give him some love.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I can do it.
But, awesome, Emilio. I hope you have a good day, man, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, Bill.
All right.